Hey, you're back. That's fantastic. This week's episode has a little of everything. Previously on SV Blown Away. We are Natalie, Ian and Nelson, and together we are living a life less ordinary. We are going to share that adventure with you every week. Welcome on board. And Nat and myself have just left Lemnos. I have to say Lemnos, if you get the opportunity to visit the place, is absolutely gorgeous. The people there are really friendly. We hired a car, we went off around the island in the car to take a look at different areas. There are plenty of anchorages if you choose to go to anchor. We stayed on the town dock in Lemnos purely because it's easy for us to get the dog on and off, and we don't have to worry about dinghies and night trips ashore and that kind of thing. Very peaceful town quay. Coffee shops, restaurants, there was a wedding going on while we were there. Just generally a really nice place. So my recommendation, at some point in your life, visit Lemnos. Forecast says that we should be able to sail, and at the moment we have no wind. Typical. We're hoping it builds up during the day, not too much. 20, 25 would be nice. It should be downwind, so we'll be running head sail or spinnaker. At the moment I have a measly 7 knots, which to push 25 tons of steel boat along isn't enough, not dead downwind anyway. So we don't have any sails up at the moment, we are motoring, which is why I have not bothered filming any of our departure. We're now getting between 16 and sort of 18 knots, I guess, somewhere in that occasionally. Which is pretty good. We have a piled out head sail, which Matt and myself rigged about half an hour ago. It seems to be working quite well because the head sail was flogging quite a bit, so we stopped that. We've got ready for this evening. These are our jack stays, because we're out here at night. If you can make it out, but it's a little bit rolly. It's not bad. It's not as bad as the other week when we had Kirapana gear, right?
Yeah.
So we've rigged our jack stays on deck, ready for our night watches. It is pretty much a full moon, which we already knew, so we kind of not planned it around a full moon, but it worked out quite well. And yeah, winds due to increase potentially 20-25 knots as the evening goes on, I think. Is that correct?
That is correct. We at the moment we only have like 14 hours to go at this kind of speed, so our port refuge is the little island of Pesaro, just over here, but that's still like 40 miles away, so by the time we get there we may as well carry on this via.
Yeah, so we have Pesaro as our backup plan, so in the event that we need to run into a harbour, we can head for Pesaro. Pesaro, we've been there before, so we know it, so even though we're getting in there at midnight-ish, should we choose to go for Pesaro, we have been in there before, so it's not as if it's a night entry into a port that we've not been in. We know the lay of the land. Hopefully we won't need to do that. But at the moment I think the dog's our biggest concern. Because we're rolling, the dog just won't settle, which means then I'm not relaxed and I'm getting a bit wound up and growling at Nat really. Not that I'd ever admit that on camera. So we have a sheet line, 2 dye lines coming out of the centre of the pole, and an up ball on the pole, and a bilge alarm going off. Sunset, another hour of daylight, and another couple of hours of darkness before the moon comes up. We're close to a full moon, so should have plenty of visibility still, which is good because there's quite a busy shipping area around here. Absolutely cream along. Off the hitting 7 knots. 7.4 I think is the highest Nat said she's seen. We're currently rigging our smaller head sail. The wind's up to 18 knots. It is due to drop off. It is due to drop off. It is due to drop off. It is due to drop off, but we haven't seen that yet. The swell's still reasonably big. So we kind of think we might just put our smaller head sail out and reduce speed overnight, just for a little bit of safety really. So Nat's currently out there just hanking on the sail. Yeah, don't know. It's one of those things. The best time to reef your sail is the first time you think about it, and we're thinking about it. So probably we're going to put the smaller head sail out. When we get past this first hit island and we're headed back into the harbour, that's when I'm really going to struggle to see that big ass float. I know it's there, and I don't think it's lit. That's the way to do it when it's windy. Park on the beach.
Tea!
2 o'clock in the morning, tea.
Sarah.
I think we're heading for Pasara. Wind got up to 30 knots, seas up to about 1.5 to 2 metres. Uncomfortable enough that we didn't want to keep going.
Sorry, Mickey. We tried. The dog almost had a heart attack.
Yeah, the dog was downstairs and there was something shaking, so we couldn't keep going. We are currently in Pasara. We've been here before. Probably anchored in the way of the ferry, but we'll find out tomorrow if we leave. Not sure you'll be able to hear me or not. 35 knots of wind, sat on anchor. We're holding pretty well. A few other boats around us. And directly behind us, wouldn't want to be that catch on the wall, that's for sure. It's getting pushed onto that dock pretty hard. Yeah, back of that, that's damaging.
Even though it's windy and the conditions aren't the best, Nelson still needs to go ashore.
So we have been anchored here in Pasara for 5 days now, I think. I've lost track, I have to be honest. We came in at 3 o'clock in the morning after we got caught with some strong winds and decided to abort our mission to get to Mykonos. And yeah, we've seen between 30 and 40 knots of wind consistently due to the Malteme. And I'm just going to go and have a look at our anchor and see how well our anchor is set, because we are in 3 meters of water with 30 meters of chain down. So a 10 to 1 scope, and I'm expecting to see the anchor completely buried. Wind's dropped a little bit, so yeah, I'm going to go and take a look. It's the way they do it when it's windy. Park on the beach. Yeah, that set's pretty much perfect. It's really nice sand, clean, good sand, no rocks, nothing, no weed. It's perfect. And you can see where our chain's been scouring the bottom as well. Our anchor's not moved. From the minute we set it to now, it has not moved. Not at all. So yeah, fair play to Manson. If anyone's thinking about buying one, go buy yourself a Manson Boss, because we got two of them and absolutely love them. And thank you to Ned in New Zealand at Manson for helping us out. Appreciate it. We're still stuck in the sun. The camera's vibrating so badly. Ain't gonna work. We're still stuck in Sarah in winds between 30 and 40 knots. We were trying to get to Mykonos to pick up a friend, which that probably doesn't look like it's going to happen. Another boat here that has a dinghy but maybe no engine, and they can get ashore. So these guys need water but cannot get to the dock. So they just approached us to ask if it's possible we can help them.
So I'm just sending Ian out in crazy conditions to go and help some Italian yachties, because that's the kind of people we are.
They've probably seen your pizza making skills and they want some.
With pineapple.
Yeah, exactly. Pineapple. There's a lot of reasons we have a fairly big dinghy and a big outboard engine. This is one of them. You shove your electric outboards up your arse. All of this stuff swelling up from the frames and then breaking all the seals. And next week, the old girl gets topless.
We would just like to take the time to say thank you to all of the people who have supported us through Ko-fi, especially our monthly membership donations from Captain Svetlana and David L. And as always, a huge thank you to our Patreon captains, Michael Barris, Matthew Clark, and our latest Patreon captain, Ian Firth Clark. If you're interested in becoming one of our supporters, you can find the links in the description below. And as a completely free way to support our videos, you can subscribe, hit the notifications bell, give us a like, and we love reading your comments. Don't forget to share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching.